It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube.
It's
It's your
another
boy,
K-Town
Mr.
beat.
Outliner. I'm back. I got the taper, high taper, with waves, beard line up. This haircut, we not using the one guard. I'm trying to do a lot of videos to show y'all that you don't have to use the one guard, right? It's a lot of haircuts that you can apply it to. Not all haircuts, it just depends on the thickness of a haircut, right? So this is like advanced technique, if you want to call it that. So the last 3 or 4 videos I did, my latest videos, I haven't used the one guard at all, right? So on this haircut, now you see how it weighs, but you can see it's kind of thin. You can see his scalp, even though his hair is growing out. But he asked for a 2, but we ended up using a 1.5 right here. So I got my 1.5 because the 2 really didn't cut nothing off. So that lets you know how thick his hair really was, but you can still see his scalp. So you want to like bring it down, make everything look more compact, compressing. You see, I'm just going with the wave pattern here. That's all you got to do in the beginning, is go with the wave pattern. A lot of people think, hey, what size you used on his hair to get his waves to look like that? Well, every hair texture is different. Every barber uses a different tool, so it's not the same. So if I say, hey, I use a 1.5 on here, on him, it's number 1 because of his hair texture. Number 2, I'm using a 1.5 guard. Now, if I was using a 1.5 blade, it might cut it lower. The 2 might actually work for his hair if I use a blade. So those are the things you got to keep in mind when you ask those questions, or when a client come in and say, I want a 1.5. You have to observe what type of hair texture that person has and understand from your point of view what he really needs. If you don't understand, then start off with a bigger guard or a blade. Now, on to the high taper. We're going to go right above his ear, right where his ear starts to curve around. You see that? And we're going to do that on both sides. The key, you want to make it, as bald as possible so you can get a real, contrast here. So here I got my half guard. This is what I'm using. I'm using my half guard, and I'm coming up. I'm really just trying to take out the line that's already created, right? So that first guideline that we made with our clipper, I'm coming back with my half guard and I'm cleaning it up. I'm trying to knock that bottom line out, knowing that it's not gonna take it out, but it's gonna get it very light to the point to where it's almost gone, right? You see that? It's almost disappeared, right? So after that, we take our 1.5 guard, we open it, and we go against the grain. We try to remove the line that the half guard made at this point. So if you're picking up on it, I've been saying it for the last few videos. You can make a line, you can remove a line, right? That's your goal until there's no more lines. You see how I'm using this 1.5 and it's not creating another line? That's when you know, okay, I'm done with, making lines, right? I'm done with making an extra guideline. Even if I'm going at it at a straight angle, it's still not making another guideline. That's how you know, okay, that part is ready. Now you can work on removing anything that looks like bulk, or just fading those lines out that were already made. So I came back with the half guard. I hit the corner of the blade. Once you hit it with the corner of the blade, boom, you in the game. You see how the lines start disappearing, right? If you use this system on most of your haircuts, you're gonna come out with good results, right? corner of the blade is gonna allow you not to create more guidelines. Because if I took this same half guard and went up higher, I would create a whole nother guideline. If I went at it, straight on instead of at an angle. So angles are important, So this is, me giving away, the game. This is an advanced technique, for some people, if you've been cutting, then you're gonna be like, oh, I've been doing this all that. Yeah. But if not, you trying to learn, you want to know how to cut, this is it. This is the perfect video for you to learn how to do a high taper or learn about fading, period, right? So this is very detailed, what I'm telling you here, right? You're gonna use the corner of the blade again. You're gonna remove the bottom line. The reason why I'm using the trimmer right here to do it, to remove the bottom line, because sometimes whatever you use to put the line in, you might have to use the same tool to take it out, right? And you see what I'm doing? Still using the corner of the blade. We rocking, baby. Getting it in there. You know what I mean? So this will give you the look that you want. You see that it's blended. Boom. Perfect. Light on it. If he was more fair skinned, lighter, you would really be able to see a major contrast in it. So we got that part down, right? And if, like I say, if you see anything that don't look right to you, go ahead and go over it. Take your time, go over it, right? I like what I see. I move to the other side. This side, I'll speed it up. I just want you to watch what I'm actually doing here. The same thing I did on this side, I did on the other side. Once you're done with the taper part, now I can work on the beard. I should have did it on the other side, but I'm starting it on this side. I want to work it from the bottom of the earlobe, right? I'm using my 1.5. Again, I'm still not using a 1 guard on this whole haircut. I used the 1.5. I went from his earlobe, the bottom of his earlobe up, right? That's what you want to do. Now here I got my half guard. I want to start like a little bit above the bottom of the earlobe, work it up, work it down, have my guard open, go open and close. And I just want to remove, give it a nice little blend into the taper. So that's what we're doing right here. And then here I don't have any guard at all. Use the corner of the blade, knock it out. Boom, it's lightly faded tip at the top, right? You could do more fading on this if you choose to. I chose to leave it like that, right? Because he wanted to keep it natural. He just wanted to fade it at the tips. Same thing on this side. Start from the bottom of the earlobe, 1.5, open, come, close, work it up, work it down. Same exact thing. We come back, we're gonna use our half guard. We're gonna start it right there a little bit above, come clean that up, right? Open. If it's not working, you got it open, and then we work our way up, work our way down. Same thing we did on the other side, right? Same exact thing. Use the corner of the blades. Always learn to use the corner of your blade, right? We got it. You see I'm picking my spots. Boom. Keeping it clean. Now let's jump into the lineup part. Okay, you got a little thickness up here. I could probably leave it thick, but because his hair he had like a little swirl right here on this side, on the left side of the screen. So it's a little bit thicker, darker on the left side of the screen than it is. So I'm gonna take a 2 guard right here, right? Take my 2 guard and I wanna open it, and I just wanna, that buck right there that I don't like, I just wanna knock that down a little bit so everything matches up. I don't want it looking, too bulky on one side than the other. So I use a 2 guard, and you have to use a guard that's bigger than what you used on the top, so you don't, so everything will line up, right? After that, you want to come back with your Mr. Outliner Detail and Mist. If you don't have none, man, order you some, man. I'm gonna show you how this thing works. We're gonna spread, get it right across the hairline. Then after you spread across the hairline, you want to brush the hair down. Gotta brush the hair down. You gotta see how this stuff works, man. This stuff works. It works amazing, right? Amazing, right? Not just because it's mine, because it actually works. But before we jump into it, I didn't realize that it was a little blurry. But it's the same steps from the back, so I'm gonna just speed this up, and then we're gonna jump into the hairline. I just wanted to show you the back. We do the exact same steps, nothing changed.
It's another K-Town beat.
Now, it's clear again. When you're doing this, a taper, a lot of times the hair right behind the ear, right here, is a little thicker. So I took my 2 guard right here, did the same thing I did to the front, and smoothed it down, right? I start my lineup from the top when I'm doing the back. So you see, all of this are steps, the process, the system, it's the same. Everything I do, 90% of my videos is the same. It's the same technique. I do that for a reason. So once you have a system, you're gonna do haircuts at a faster rate, right? You're gonna produce the same quality and better quality once you use the same system. Now I'm gonna use the Mr. Outliner Detailing Mist on the beard also, right? Spray it, brush it down, prep it. Now we're gonna do the lineup. You see how easy it is to do lineups with this, how crisp it is. No, I didn't use any enhancements on this yet. I'm gonna use a little enhancement just in the corner just to make it look a little fuller. So I wanted to show y'all the beard. And I never really do a lot of beard videos for y'all, but this is it. And this is just a natural beard, really. You know, like lineup. I'm not trying to bring it up higher and put color on it to fill it in that way. I only want to fill in the light spots on his beard.
It's another K-Town beat.
Okay, so now on to the lineup. You see on the left side of the screen, in between his nose, it's higher on the left side. Well, it's higher on the right side and more hanging down on the left side. So I started from the side that was a little higher, work our way over, right? That's what we're gonna do. So the Mr. Outliner Detailing Mist has already been sprayed on here. So you see how crispy these lineups are without any enhancements, right? You don't have any enhancements, but it's possible to make a crispy line without it, as I'm showing you right here. So look at this lineup, man. This lineup is just insane, right? It's insane. This is how we do it. So if they tell you Mr. Outliner ain't the truth, then tell them, hey, the truth ain't in them. You dig what I'm saying? But anyway, back to the lineup. The lineup super fresh. So boom, we got it. He crispy, he's sharp. Lineups, you have to take your time with them. You know what I mean? And people think that it's the trimmer. Oh, that trimmer made them do that. If you're a new barber or anything like that, it's not always the trimmer. It's how you set it. It's you know, your technique. It's also what you like to work with. I probably can use 90%, 95% of the trimmers, maybe 100% of the trimmers out there and make them hit. You know, along with the detailing mist, you know, or without. The detailing mist just actually helps it, you know, give it that extra pop. But I can make a lineup pop anytime before enhancements. I've been a barber licensed for 22 years. It wasn't no enhancements around, so I don't need enhancements, right? I can make you crispy, freshly faded without it, because I come from that era, right? So anyway, back to the lineup. So once we get one side done, we can just come over and do the other side. It's easy, man. Match it up, right? And look how crispy that thing is. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. It's crispy, but this is the most exciting part of the haircut for me. The line, trying to get it perfect, you know, and sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, you know, get it perfect. But you want to get it as close to perfect as possible. And I just, you know, this is the best part of it for me, like I said. So yeah, so that, and then you can create your vertical bars from there. Right, we just line it up. Another thing I do, I use the mirror. Like, the mirror, not gonna lie to you, your eyes can tell you, you know, one thing, and then you know, the mirror gonna say, oh no, that ain't it. This ain't it. You gonna have to come back. You know, come back. You know, so make sure you're using your mirror too. So anything I see, like I said, I take my time. This is probably where I take the most time at. This is a system also on how I approach it. But this system takes a little while longer because, you know, the imperfections of a head, you know, so everybody's line's not meant to go straight across. Sometimes it's a little round because of the shape of the head. because of how the head is made. So you have to take your time with this a little bit more, and people pay attention to the lineup. If the lineup, you can have a nice fade and the lineup not be, you know, what it should be. So now he crispy without enhancements. I'm gonna add a little bit of enhancements just to give him the pop, the look that, you know, we want him to have. So lightly spraying it, you can get everything to match. I'm not using a ton here, and I'm using it on the line where I already created. Do not use enhancements before you do the natural lineup, because once the enhancements come off, they're gonna be stuck with the natural lineup. So what I did, so the lineup he had prior to this, before I put the enhancements on, that's what he's gonna have once these enhancements wear off, because they do wear off, right? So it's to your advantage, to the client's advantage, that you do the lineup first.
It's another K-Town beat.
Okay, so now we had the beard done, we had a lineup done, right? He's crispy, we added the enhancements, we, you know, got the beard lined up. Now what I want to do to this beard, I want to show you, you see this light spot on his beard? I'm gonna put a little color just to fill that in to make it look full, right? So I take my Kiss Expressions black. This is a semi-permanent, so it's not gonna it's not permanent, it won't irritate his skin or anything like that. We just use it to fill in that part. Boom, look at that. That's all you need, right? And brush it down, brush it into it, make sure everything good. I like to use a little brush because it helps me use it like a pencil, or I can, you know, put as little or as much as I need, right? Then after that, I just want to come back and, you know, tighten it up a little bit more and make everything just look like pop, make everything pop. So that's how you fill in a beard, using color, and you know, we do the same thing to the other side. But that's the end of the video. High taper with waves with the beard, enhancements on the beard, enhancements on the lineup, using the Mr. Outliner Detailing Mist. Also, if you haven't got a chance, I got a new product. I got a beard comb, which actually helps to maintain your beard. Right here I got the beard comb, you can order that also. So anyway, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease.